Hi guys, today I am going to share my black bean burger recipe with you. I have had quite a few requests for this recipe as I have shown it in a few of my What's for Dinner videos, but I wanted to make sure I really had the recipe down and tried it a couple of different times just to make sure I had the right measurements before I shared it with you. Now, when I first made this, I wasn't quite sure if my husband and my boys would like it. I knew that I would like it, but I didn't know if they would like it, but they really do. My husband thinks they are awesome and my boys like them as well, and they aren't really big on black beans. They'll eat them mixed in with things, but I just wasn't sure if they were going to like a black bean burger because they like their beef burgers, but they actually do like them, so they're really delicious. If you have made any of my recipes, you know I like a lot of flavor in my food, so these definitely are packed with flavor and they're actually pretty easy to make. So you are going to need 3 cups of black beans. I actually prefer using dry black beans and then cooking them myself. I have shared before that you can just cook them overnight on low in the slow cooker and they make wonderful beans. You can use canned beans if you like, but you'll need about 3 cups. You're going to need either a small onion or half of a large onion, and you'll want to chop that very finely because it's going to be mixed in with the black bean mixture. You'll need 1 jalapeno pepper, and you'll want to chop this very finely as well. And I'm sure you already know this, but just in case, a lot of the heat of the jalapeno pepper is in the seeds, so if you don't want it really spicy, you can just leave most of the seeds or all of the seeds out. You're going to need 2 tablespoons of quick cooking oats, and this is going to kind of bind it all together. I did experiment and I used an egg, but I actually prefer this recipe with the oats instead. I felt like the consistency was a little bit better, and this also makes the recipe completely vegan, so that's kind of nice. You won't have to use an egg, and I know some of you either have or your children have egg allergies, so it's nice in that way. You'll need 2 cloves of garlic, and you'll want to finely mince those as well. And then you'll need about 1/4 cup or so of fresh cilantro. I love cilantro, so I tend to put a lot in mine, but at least 1/4 cup to give it a nice flavor. You're also going to need 1 cup of breadcrumbs. You can definitely use gluten-free breadcrumbs if you like to or need to eat gluten-free. You'll need the juice of half of a lime. And then you're going to need a little bit of salt and pepper, probably 1/4 teaspoon of freshly ground pepper and about 1 teaspoon of salt. And then you'll need some spices. You're going to need 1 teaspoon of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of coriander, and 1 teaspoon of cumin, and that gives it a really great flavor. And then you're going to need some oil to cook the black beans. You kind of fry them in oil and it gives them a nice crisp texture on the outside. So that's basically all you need. I'm going to start by mincing my onion, garlic, and jalapeno pepper. You're going to mash your black beans into a large bowl. They don't have to be like pureed or anything, but you just want to mash them so that there aren't any whole beans. But with all of these ingredients, they bind together really well, so you don't have to mash them too long. Once you have your black beans mashed, you can start adding all of the other ingredients. So I have my onion, garlic, and jalapeno pepper, my 2 tablespoons of quick cooking oats, have the juice from half a lime, my 1 cup of breadcrumbs, and then about 1/4 cup or so of the fresh cilantro. You can chop it if you want. I usually just tear it into the bowl. Smells so good. All these flavors smell so yummy. These are some of my favorite flavors for cooking. Cilantro and lime and black beans are so good together. And then we'll talk about the toppings in a little bit, but you can really top this with a lot of different things and add even more flavor. I'm just going to mix that a little bit, and then I'm going to add my seasonings. And then I'm going to need 1 teaspoon of chili powder. And then I'll add my 1 teaspoon of coriander and my 1 teaspoon of cumin. I love those flavors together. And then about 1/4 teaspoon of freshly ground pepper. And about 1 teaspoon of salt. Oh, it smells so good. I love these flavors together. And then you're just going to mix it together really well. And this makes about 6 to 8 burgers, depending on the size that you make them. I usually get about 6 large burgers. Okay, I am cooking mine in this large skillet. You can definitely cook it in a skillet on the stovetop. I like this because I can cook all of them at the same time, and it's also easier to show you guys. And that noise in the background is my son Josh playing basketball, because this is real life. I'm really cooking this for my family for dinner, and my boys are outside, you know, making noise and stuff. So I have this heating, it's at about 350 degrees. I think I'm going to turn it down just a little bit, and I am going to add my oil. You want a pretty decent amount of oil, probably a couple tablespoons. And then that'll get nice and hot while you form your burgers. And like I said, it makes about 6 to 8 depending on the size. So I just have a big scoop of the black bean mixture, and just like you would regular burgers, you're just going to form a patty. And what's nice is I made sure I had the recipe down before I shared it, and these do hold together really nicely. So you can just pop them on there. Okay, I have all 6 of my burgers on here, and I'm going to wash my grimy hands. Okay, you're just going to cook these on each side for probably about 5 minutes or so until they're nice and crispy before you flip them. Take a peek, and I'm going to flip this one over. So as you can see, it's nice and crispy on that side. And then once you flip them, you'll just cook them on the other side for another probably 5 minutes until they're nice and crispy. I wanted to show you quickly how we serve our black bean burgers. I usually make chipotle mayo, and really all it is mayonnaise and then some of this chipotle salsa. You can find this in the ethnic food section of your grocery store. And then my husband usually just has it on a bun with some lettuce. And then for mine, I just put mine on lettuce with some avocado. Sometimes I use the chipotle mayo on there as well. Guacamole would be great on here, even some homemade salsa or pico de gallo. You can really do a lot of different things. I hope that you enjoyed this recipe. Definitely let me know if you give it a try. Tonight we are serving our black bean burgers with some Southwestern potato salad. I have this recipe recorded separately, and I will put the link for that below. Thank you so much for watching.